All right. Welcome back. Welcome back, Limitless fam. It's an absolute pleasure here as always to give you and lead you back into the markets right here. Looking forward to host you today once again. A little bit later than usual, but we're here regardless. The volume is picking up, so we have a lot to cover. It's a beautiful Friday. We're almost heading into this weekend. Could this be a nice weekend pump? That's the true question here. Are we going to come down right now in order to come up this weekend? Still staying that same range, that same consolidation that we have been experiencing with Bitcoin already for the last couple of weeks so far. Overall, as you can see here, a pretty, you could say choppy day here. Some ups, some downs. Overall, we are looking for the next coming steps. We're going to talk about the trade setups discussed yesterday. We're going to talk about the setups, or especially 3 different setups that I'm looking forward to for this weekend. Okay, very important stuff here. Gonna be amazing. Looking forward to host you right here. As always, your host, Polkadot. Let's make some noise in the chat and make sure I set that like button. Will be highly appreciated. Okay, let's see what we have here in the building as well right now. Let's have a little sneak peek. I see Black Broccoli, Mariana, Skinny D, Casino, Anakin, the Boysha, Light has Thomas, Gavin, Marton. Absolute pleasure to have you here, man, and host you guys. And thank you once again for the support on our new channel. Again, we're building this channel fresh from our already existing community out there. Now we're looking forward to build up some crypto here. So applause to you. And let's get the party started, okay? Let's talk about some good old stuff here. Okay, let's see how the mic perfectly. Hopefully it does. We will we'll figure it out. And if not, please let me know. That would be highly appreciated. Now it's time to talk about some altcoins as well as Bitcoin right here. Okay, but most importantly, let's see what happened with the community itself first. I think that makes more sense right now to start and kick it off here in the crypto wins or losses section. Let's see what we have here. We have Mariana. She took a nice little bunk trade from yesterday's setup. Beautiful Lorenzo Corrado from the stream. Congratulations. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Roker, 42% short on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Also very nice, my friend. Congratulations. Thank you very much for being a part of our beautiful community here. Then we have Roker saying literally made 3 days salary in 3 hours. That's absolutely crazy. Lifestyle trader. If you entered Bunk for Lens stream, you will be now in a decent profit. Unfortunately, I exited too early. Well, we're going to talk about this, my friend. We're going to have some more potential, some more opportunities coming along in this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Cheat Warrior, amazing trade from Lorenzo, released live stream. Solana, beautiful. Trader Stim, Signal, Snowfall. Oh my God, man. The community is absolutely on fire. Okay. If you want to join our community, feel free to join our Discord right here. Get into our Discord right now. We have a section. We also have a VIP section right here. Ask us anything in the crypto chat. But if you want to get into the VIP, it costs you $100 to deposit on your account. So you don't have to pay us. You get you become an affiliate of the Limitless Trading Academy. You deposit $100 and you follow Tim's proven winning signals. Okay, use that money wisely. And I highly recommend you to follow Tim's signals. They have been working extremely well so far. So congratulations if you did. And looking forward to host you right now as well here. Okay, a couple things that I would like to talk about here before we continue. Number one is obviously Bitcoin, right? So the first thing that I'm looking for always is that range. We drew it yesterday. Okay, this was on the higher time frame or the medium time frame, you could say here. We talked about the 43.850 and we talked about the 41.594. However, there was not that much volatility during the day. Okay, you can see right now that the Americans are waking up and therefore the volume is increasing a little bit here. So that's good to see, especially on a Friday. We also had the options expiry. That also could have something to do with the pricing and the late move of at least a couple last hours right here. Okay, so for now, I would say the following. If you're new, subscribe to this new channel because it's gonna blow up. No doubt. Okay, secondary, What you can also do is something that I shared in the Discord, by the way, in regards to Bitcoin right here, is the following. Okay, I shared something in regards to the liquidity building on today, practically today here. Okay, and I just want to lead you through it one more time here, so you know exactly what I talked about, what I'm actually mean here. I said 41.6k starting to build the majority of the liquidity today. However, if you look here, okay, and you look at where the yellow lines are, so we open it in the browser, I think it's a little bit more clear. Okay, this was, you know, let's say a couple hours ago, let's say 4 or 5 hours ago, when I shared this in our Discord right here, and we talked about a couple of levels. However, what's important to mention is that usually what tends to happen, the Bitcoin price gets drawn towards that liquidity, and this is currently what's going on. You could see that right here above, if you can see it clearly, above the $43,000, you see that yellowish, you know, the yellowish lines. You could see clearly that there was something around that level here. So we had, again, one more time, below around the 41.6, the 42k here. Okay, so this was the 42k. You saw a significant red line here. Okay, couple $100 million in liquidations right up there and also above. Okay, so what happened, naturally it gets drawn towards that liquidity here. So what happens there is the following. It went up to take out the 43.134. That was that liquidity. So if you look at the current heat map, you can see clearly that we literally came and we tapped into that level right here to take out the yellow lines, and then boom, right away flip bearish. Okay, so we came up, we tapped into it, and what did happen after? It went for the yellow lines below around the 42k here. Okay, so look at that one more time. This was yesterday, or sorry, a couple hours ago. 43 above, yellow lines, 42 below. Okay, naturally what happened? We tapped in towards this zone, we manipulated the highs to take out the liquidity, and we flipped to take out the long side liquidity. There we go, done. Now, mission completed, you could say, okay? The shorters were liquidated, and then the longs in this smaller overall 15-minute range were liquidated and were building since, let's say, yesterday morning, okay? So therefore, if you look at this 24-hour timeline, you know, they manipulated both sides right now. Now is the question, what is actually happening next, okay? One thing I would like to share, and this is kind of like a medium-term vision I have, because we are still, guys, and this is important to mention, you know, at the verge of some massive breakout here, okay? So if we take this to let's say Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and we literally zoom out here, we're compressing absolutely heavily right now, okay? If you draw this line right here, and you draw this line right here, we're creating some sort of symmetrical triangle, okay? I'm not here to tell you guys what to do after the triangle. We're gonna break up, we're gonna break down. But what I have to say is that the breakout is coming, and the breakout is gonna come for a fact. You know, somewhat in the first days of January, somewhat, in my opinion, around between the 2nd and between the 4th of January. This is where I think we're gonna break out, either up or down, or either up to then come down, or either down to then come up here. However, there's also something called the Tether dominance. You guys know it. Negative correlation, right? Tether dominance coming down, Bitcoin coming up. Tether dominance coming up, Bitcoin coming down, right? People are selling their cryptos for Tether, and so on and so on. So in this case, I want you to be aware of the fact that on the daily time frame, we are still building serious trend line liquidity, okay? We are starting to build a significant clear trend, and when a trend gets too clear for a long period of time, at some point it's gonna get broken. And if it does get broken, then you know what's gonna happen. Bitcoin is gonna come down. So it's not there yet, okay? Just wanted to make sure that we are not at this particular moment, you know, breaking out here. However, at some point we will break out, and I do believe at some point Bitcoin has to come down a little bit to catch a little bit of a breather, to then look for the next leg up, in my opinion. However, you know how Bitcoin manipulates, and you know how it potentially could also, you know, go into one direction, first break up, flip, take out all that sell side that's building on the higher time frame, to then easily turn around and come back to the $37,000, okay? Which is this gonna be that particular range right there, okay? That's that for Bitcoin right now at this particular moment on the lower time frame. Let's zoom in on the Tether dominance, and let's just quickly look at where we at. Okay, let's use the 4-hour in this case. you can see clearly that we have this major area of resistance right now at 5.69%, okay? Look at this, support, resistance, support, support, resistance, support, resistance. We're now in that resistance level right here. Okay, so yeah, Tether came up, therefore Bitcoin came down, okay? If you go to the 30-minute, what we did internally was simple. We created a higher high, higher low, higher high. We built the liquidity, we manipulated the lows. So this is called that, you know, accumulation, manipulation. And then boom, that actual expansion to the upside right here. Now we're reaching the highs that created the lows in the market. This is where the majority of resistance is at. So that could naturally mean we might experience a little bit of a smaller bounce here, okay? However, in the short term, like I said before, now that liquidity has taken on both sides, the only thing that we can look at right now is we can literally refresh the heat map one more time. And it seems, okay, that we have to balance this massive expansion out before, you know, looking further again. So I would not be surprised if right now we should start pushing up again a little bit back towards the mid of this range here, the 42.6, to then make a decision for Bitcoin to see what we can do from there. Okay, now also let's have a look at a couple of altcoins that we have discussed yesterday. Okay, because we discussed a bunch of them. I think around what 10 altcoins, something in that manner. Is that what we're doing here? I think so. I think we have been doing this here. Let me fix something real quick, guys. 1 second. Let's get the chat involved here as well. That would be absolutely fantastic. There we go. All right, forget about the chat for now. We do that. We did it next time. Okay, perfect. Now let's look at some altcoins here because we made our whole list. Okay, so we need to see what happened here. So number one, obviously we talked about Lina. I don't know if you guys remember Lina. If you remembered our Lina analysis, press a 1 in the chat here. But it looked something like this here. Okay, I saw that consolidation. We saw that expansion. We saw that retracement. There were two scenarios that we were looking at. Okay, scenario number one was that we came back up towards the value area low. Okay, typical consolidation, expansion, retracement, continuation to the downside. Second layer was that we come back to the 50%. Okay, because we knew that this low could support, provide us with some resistance. The 50% Fibonacci, also a nice area that already got retested right there. A small base foundation. Okay, so this is what we had with Lina. Now let's have a look at what happened. We came right in that zone. Yeah, we tapped into that zone right now, and we're getting rejected. Okay, so that's a rejection point right there. We actually came down even further already, but we are not looking that particularly strong at the moment here. So Lina is definitely one that we could have entered right here at the 50% right now. Looking at that zone that we drew, we would have been a 2-to-1 based upon what we're currently seeing. We pulled up a little bit more. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. So definitely looking forward to see how that one continues. But again, that was the one tapped right into that particular zone for Lina. Okay, we will talk about Lina and what's happening next right now. It seems that we're just going to come down and this trade is going to play out so far. So that could be fantastic. Okay, next up was Bonk, okay? And we talked about Bonk. We said Bonk is gonna, at some point bounce again. And the reason why Bonk is gonna bounce, obviously, is because we came down a roughly 65%. We're talking about a serious move to the downside here. Of course, we all know why. The Binance listing did it. Okay, the Binance listing came out, and that's the key point for a lot of individuals to sell. Usually what tends to happen is that people get so excited about a listing, and people that have no experience or previous experience in the markets, they think that a new listing is extremely bullish. That's the key selling point for a lot of individuals. What tends to happen is from that moment, we squeeze the last people in the trade, and we immediately flip bearish, and we drop and liquidate everyone who was involved here, which was around a 60% move, okay? A 65% decline. All right, in that matter, okay, very important. We came down, we had a 65% decline, we came down, okay, and we tapped into that particular range. So we wanted to see at least some sort of bounce for Bonk right there, okay? Very, very important here. Let's go to Bonk real quick. Let's see what we have here with Bonk. Let's see what Bank is doing. Let's reload the page real quick. And let's look at Bank. But Bank did pretty well, I believe. Okay. Bank spot, there we go. Yes, fantastic. So look at that, okay? We came back to that zone. Right here, we said this is where we want to see a bounce from. Okay, super straightforward. This is also daily support. Okay, daily support right here. Was previous resistance turning that into support. So you had that weekly strong resistance turning into support right now. Obviously, you're going to see a bounce from that particular level. Okay, therefore on the 30-minute, we said on the 15-minute, we wanted to see a higher high confirmation. So what did we look for? We waited for that higher high, right? That lower low, higher high, and boom. Look what happened with Bank. We shut up from there exactly like we wanted, okay? That was overall a 35% move to the upside today, guys. 35% move to the upside here. Crazy stuff here. If you roughly look for from that confirmation, we would have been at a 22% move. So overall, amazing move as well here. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I think that Bank is one of these tokens and one of these cryptocurrencies that's actually going to make a move in this weekend, okay? The reason why is because that 60% correction here, okay? Sorry, that 65% correction here, you know, now coming back towards daily support and now bouncing from it, giving you that confirmation is, in my opinion, a good sign. It's a good start right here. The reason why is because on the 4-hour, we have now taken out the highs that created the lows. So that's very strong. Waiting for a pullback, waiting for a W confirmation. That could mean that tomorrow could be, you know, that W formation. Therefore, a continuation towards new momentum here to the upside right now. Taking out a bunch of shorters that have been entering Bank when Binance, when the Binance listing came into play here. Or in general, okay? Just in general when people were selling off, all right? The spot holders in that case. So therefore, so far, looking very bullish for Bank. Congratulations if you were in that one. Okay, next up is AVAX, okay? We talked about AVAX. AVAX, super clear, right? So lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Just wanted to simply wait and look for that continuation. Okay, AVAX did not show us anything in regards to a bullish confirmation, a bullish shift in the market, or a market trend shift where we could say now this is the moment for longs. No, we are still trending down bit by bit here. Okay, so let's have a look at the AVAX here. What we wanted to see, we wanted to come up in that area of supply here, to get rejected, to wait for a continuation down from there, either continue down or bounce again to create a W formation based upon how the market, you know, is operating. Okay, the sentiment of the market is actually like. So in this case right here, we saw AVAX pushing down, coming up, coming down, and this is where we are. The question is right now, is this the move? Are we going to go up or are we going to come down? This is where we now are exactly at here. So congratulations, fantastic for AVAX. Coming down, pushing up, coming down. Now we're looking at a continuation or a rejection. So yesterday's stream for AVAX, fantastic. That led for sure into a nice 3-to-1 on your money. Okay, that's how we do it. W in the chat for the Limitless family. That would be amazing. Okay, that's it. So what's next for AVAX? Okay. Well, based upon Bitcoin right now, I think that we have found some support here. The Tether dominance is right now in resistance. We're still looking quite strong though, okay? We really need to break this low in order to move, you know, bullish for Bitcoin right now, for the altcoins right here. If you start breaking this low, then I get interested in looking for short-term trade opportunities back towards the upside here on the lower time frame. For now, that's not the case. The Tether dominance is still looking very strong. Therefore, this could lead into still a continuation further to the downside right here. Okay, therefore, next one is the following CASPA. Okay, we talked about CASPA consolidation, expansion, retracement. We waited for a pullback into the 50%, aligned also with the value area low, and we were waiting for a nice continuation back down towards that channel that we had built further towards the downside. What happened with CASPA? CASPA went straight to nobody's land, to the moon. Okay, so there was an immediate stop loss hit on CASPA if you'd have taken this particular position right here. Yeah, clearly took out all the highs right here super aggressively. If you look at it here, yes, we had that liquidity built up here. However, the sentiment of the market was still extremely bearish at the time of our analysis here. In this case, clearly, Kaspa did something very, very powerful, very, very strong here. So when I'm looking back on it, we are still in this range right now. We reacted twice from that particular range here. Okay, so yeah, in this case, that was just a clear loss on our Kaspa trade right here. Nothing to say here. What's happening next for Kaspa is the following. I think that I'm now looking for a pullback, at least towards this particular range right here, because now we have a massive area of consolidation and an expansion. And now we're going to see the retracement, okay? So I definitely want to see us pulling back into that range and to see how we can react from there. And if we come and get react bullish, especially if the Tether Dominance gives us that extra confirmation. Okay, next up, Illuvium. Okay, Illuvium, right here, we had two scenarios. One was that consolidation, expansion, retracement back to the value area low. The other one was a breakthrough moment where we could see a pullback already back towards that resistance at 10168. So we had two trading setups there. Two entries, you could say, entry 1 and entry limit 2. Talking about two scenarios, one was the aggressive entry. The other one was the more conservative entry. But the goal was to come back down towards the 95. Illuvium did came back to that first limit entry right here perfectly. And there we go. Where did we go to? We came back to the $95. Very, very nice. Actually led into a continuation. Now I'm looking at it right here. Okay. Very, very clean. Another pullback, another rejection. So this is practically just stacking your trading positions and opportunities right here. Okay. Coming along here and then just keep targeting the lows. Could have resulted in another one right here. Okay. Very, very interesting overall. But Illuvium played out also perfectly here. So, mostly wins yesterday. Also a loss. Part of the game here. That's how we do it. Hopefully we win more than we lose. Or if we lose more, let then risk to reward be absolutely on point. So we still make money regardless. That's how the game works. In this case, you can see that the average trades, are roughly like 3 to 1s on your money. So if you risk $100, then you want to win $100. So that means that, that you could roughly, win one of the 3 trades to break even or make a little bit of money as well to still keep your portfolio up here. So if you just stick to the right risk management, your right analysis, and you spread your trades amongst multiple positions, then it could easily be that if you guess 1 out of the 3 trades correctly, that you break even. And if you then, increase the amount of trades you take here, potentially could turn this even into a massive profit as well here. So you don't have to win every single trade. However, if you do, you're making bank, okay? And that's what we're doing here. So very, very clean so far. Our goal is for today, again, the same thing as we did yesterday here. We're going to clean everything out right now. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to analyze clearly. We're going to look at the sentiment. And we're going to see what the potential scenarios are now for today to tomorrow. That's the goal here. And then tomorrow we have one more stream where we're going to review everything that happened today and to see if the volume is actually there and if there is a potential chance of a actual, bonk outbreak or whatever the case may be, a nice little weekend pump. I do think that bonk has the potential to make that move happen. All right. Looking forward to it here. Let's make sure that one more time, and I have to ask you guys a couple of times here, the reason why we're a new channel. Okay, if you like what we do here, trading live or actually analyzing and then actually reflecting on our trades on a consistent basis, okay, then smash up that like button here if you're new, then hit a subscribe button, the notification button, make sure that our new channel that we have been building here, our second channel will blow through the roof before the new year. That will be fantastic, which is in a day or two. Joking. However, our schedule will be usually same time, every single day, except let's say Saturday or Sunday. However, tomorrow we will be there. Okay, looking forward to that. So let's clean everything up. That's the idea, and let's just continue our journey here. Look at Lina, by the way. We tapped into that zone here. 50% came into that entry. I think this was on the 15 minute. We created that initial range right here. We tapped into it right now and it's coming down further. So that's really good to see. Fantastic. AVAX is dropping further. right now. Kaspa is coming down now a little bit. Okay, hopefully we can, you know, nail the second trade on Kaspa. This case, because we have such a clear breakout now to look for that continuation eventually. And Illuvium, man. Illuvium is absolutely killing it as well. Looking forward to that. Now, let's clean everything up here. Okay, and let me know what you want to see here. I'm gonna just literally clean up the charts here and the watch list. And let's start out fresh, guys. Let's get at least 5 trading pairs that you would like to see. Based upon the sentiment, we will get it sorted, okay? Now, always understand that, you know, you need to have an understanding of the sentiment right here. That's why I also created a course in our Discord, which is free. If you join our Crypto VIP or Crypto VIP, you can join also for free. You just need $100 on your trading account. And you have proof of that, being an affiliate of the Limitless Trading Academy, and therefore you get access to our crypto course as well, where I explain exactly in 3 hours, you know, around 5 videos, how I analyze the market in depth, okay? Could be extremely useful. The accuracy is pretty significant, and it gives you much more confidence just because of the fact that you at least understand why things are happening, how the money flow is moving, and why this is doing what it's doing, all right? Besides the signals and all that stuff here. So, okay, Tether dominance is still too strong, okay? So there is no need to look for shorts right now at the moment. The Tether dominance is still looking very, very good here. No lower low, nothing so far here. The Tether 30-minute is also breaking some serious highs right here, okay? So even if you pull back, the only thing that's gonna happen is that all the trading setups that we're looking for are gonna set themselves up for us. So that could then lead into a higher low followed by a higher high. Higher high means particular continuation up, therefore not that good for the cryptocurrency market here, okay? When coming back down to our first and initial chart of Bitcoin, like we said before, we still wanted to see Bitcoin coming back towards the lows, towards either the 41.6 or the 43.8 on that bigger time scale, okay? If you zoom out one more time and we refresh the chart right here, why is that? Again, a bunch of liquidity was built up below here. Right now, a lot of people are getting liquidated, same as above here at 43.6 as well. Very important stuff here. If you go to the 24-hour, it will even be a little bit more clear that there is a bunch of liquidity still built up on both ends here. That's why we highlight both levels. And then that's where also automatically the better trading opportunities, you know, occur. Okay, very, very, very clear. Now, Bonk is pulling back a little bit. This is interesting, by the way. We're directly seeing something happening for Bonk right now. This is going to be strong support potentially, okay? This could result into some support here, but if the Tether keeps pumping, then again, you have to be a little bit more cautious here. But again, Bonk is holding up very strong in comparison to AVAX, in comparison to Lina, in comparison to Illuvium right now. You know, all that stuff right here. It is holding up very, very strong here. So please let me know in the chat here what you guys want to see. I think this is the moment to go over a couple of charts right now. Everything is cleaned up so far. And yeah, let's simply just see what we can do, guys. Okay, make it happen. What do we have in the chat? There we go. Hi, Lorenzo. What's the schedule for the channel for next year? We wanna go hard on this channel as well. You know, besides the main channel, we want to have at least 1 stream a day, 5 days a week. You know, for the next couple of months. That's our goal here for crypto. Okay, very clear format. Adam says, look at Mana. Okay, let's start with Mana. That's a good point. Let's look at Mana first. Let's see what we have here. Mana. All right. Daily. Okay. Yeah, strong rejection at the weekly, right? So we saw that one. Right away, boom. First thing I see aligns also with a strong area of resistance. Right away, okay. Look at how we're holding, you know, support here. Support here, we break through it. We break above it, turn it back into support. We break below it, turn it back into resistance. Okay. Weekly resistance is usually one of your major confluences. So never neglect the weekly levels, okay? Now tapping into that high, now you want to look at a continuation to the downside here. We broke down already, pull back up, broke down, pull back up. So you have to look at the 30-minute for this one. That's where the best trading opportunities are coming into play here, because you see these are like 30-minute swings pushing up and coming down, pushing up and coming down. Again, same old story right now. I think we're just looking for that particular continuation here. So again, more downside potential, potentially, yes, that is a scenario. We are now at support, okay? We have to acknowledge this as well. Resistance, resistance, support, support. Right now on the 15-minute right here, you could see clearly that whenever we tap into that zone, you react a little bit from it. So again, we could see a little bit of a bounce, a short-term bounce on the lower time frame from this particular level. What I just want to see right now is on the lower time frame. I'm all the way going to the 1 minute because that's the only way to look at it, for now at least. Is there a chance that this is just going to be the low and this is where we're going to come up here? This is not where you want to enter, by the way. You want to at least make sure that you look for, some serious move continuation before you start entering your positions here. Don't rush into the trade. So never catch a falling knife. It's usually not the way, the best way you can manage your risk when you try to do so. Even though it sounds, appealing when looking at the markets right here. Okay. Overall, this is definitely a clear range. Super nice, super clean. Yeah, this is where you're gonna find major resistance on the 30-minute time frame here. It's gonna be at 52.52, 52, sorry, 52.52, 52.52. Waiting for a pullback, and then look if the market is still, coming up here. If the Tether DOM is also pushed back down and then creates a higher low, you then look for a higher high. If that happens, then you most likely will see that actually happening also with Mana, where you start coming up here because you're at support right now. This could be the moment for it to turn around here. But at the same time, okay, if you go and you zoom in a little bit here, we have the 4-hour closure. No, it's too far away. The 1-hour closure is coming in right 3 minutes here. Okay, so yeah, if you close below here, which I doubt that it's going to happen in 3 minutes, then we could already start thinking about continuation purposes when the next hourly candle comes up and then flips bearish again. Okay, but in this case, I do not think that it's going to happen. If we stay above and we close this hourly candle above support, yeah, then we could see, in my opinion, a little bit more consolidation, and then we just have to evolve. So far, I do not see a clear trade unless we wait for tomorrow, particularly pushing price further up again, and then looking for a rejection. This is the better point of interest to look for, which is the 52.52. 52.52 for Mana. Okay, so yeah, keep a close eye on it. So far, I'm gonna keep it. Maybe I'm gonna add it to the list for now. Okay, let's just highlight scenario number 1, and if it happens to come there, then the probability is pretty high if the market is still looking bearish and if the Tether DOM is aligned into support too. So I'm gonna add it. But, we could be coming down already further. We have to just see and wait how the hourly candle closes. Okay. Next one. Let's see. Derek, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Mansoor, my man. Great to see you too, bro. Cosmos, Slick. Rafael. Thank you, bro. Andrea says Ethereum. Yeah, okay. Ethereum is definitely pushing us a bit further down. Let's go to Ethereum first right now. Ooh. Yeah, consolidation, expansion, retracement. Did not tap into the point of control, but it definitely got rejected around the point of control. Very close to it though. And that was a strong sell-off right there. Better if you had like built up that liquidity here. You tapped into the point of control, so you consolidate, you expand, you retrace, you get rejected around the point of control, and you then go for the liquidity grab. And then you come down further. So in this case, yeah, this is now back at support. So if you clean this up, then you're now back at this particular area of the month, which is roughly around the 618 Fibonacci. If you look at it here, yeah, roughly between the 50 and the 618, very close to the 618. Right now, you are coming back toward bigger range. You have been taking out the previous highs right here. So now you have created a nice bigger expansion towards the upside and a retracement. So now you need to start thinking about drawing the fixtures volume profile, which calculates the volume of a range from the left to the right. And you highlight 3 levels. The value area high, which is right here in that gap where you go from a non-highlighted zone to a highlighted zone. This is where the volume suddenly significantly increases. That could equally reflect towards being a support level, or in this case, a support level, a hidden support level, you could better say. And if that aligns with other instruments like an area of the month, the Fibonacci, and all that stuff here, then, you have some confluences in your favor. Okay, so that's one. The other one is, of course, the point of control, which is slightly lower at around 2244, 45. In this case, you can see that, we are now at our first and official stop, which is the $2,300. Okay, we just need to see how the Tether dominance will develop right now. But at this particular moment, we're looking quite strong. Okay, this is not looking that weak at all here. This looks like a clear lower low. Yes, a higher high internally, a higher low, and then a clear break, looking like a W formation, which could lead us into further continuation here. So Ethereum could easily still come down, even though we have that temporary support to push us further down towards 2,345, which I think is reasonable. That will give us the highly confluential zone of 70.5, 79% Fibonacci in combination with the point of control. That's an area where the most volume is traded in that range. So that's important. A lot of orders were placed around that level, in and out, in and out. Therefore, you could say that this is actually the key level to look for, a particular bounce here. Okay, the aggressive entry would be now, roughly around this moment. But the confirmation that you need in order to enter is you need to wait for internal structure confirmation. So if you then look at the last low, this is the last low. This is the high that created that low. Now you want to break that high that created that low. You then want to look for a pullback. The higher the expansion, the better it is. The initial impulse, followed by a higher low, followed by a trade setup for yourself right here around that level. Stop loss though goes then underneath the last wick. Okay, right there. If you want to play it safe all the way down, because you can target the highs here, but you don't want to have a too tight risk to reward in this case right here. Okay, you can better just manage your risk better in that manner. Otherwise, you would lead into a 2-to-1. I would read it more into a nice, you could say 3.5 to 1 back towards the 2,385. So that's the aggressive entry. But no confirmation is no trade. This could easily lead further towards what we just discussed here, the 2,345. Okay, let's see what we have. We have Mana. We have Dot. Polkadot. Yeah, Gavin, thank you for sharing that, my friend. Yeah, Polkadot right here. Okay, what's happening with Polkadot right now? This is, let me look on the weekly first. Yeah, this is going to be strong support for Polkadot. Strong support on the weekly, which is going to be at 7.462. You could see it already, right? So you have that wick, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now trying to turn it into support, because we have finally broken a weekly candle above that particular level of resistance at 7.462. So either we pull back towards the 7.4, the 7.5. That's the easiest trade, in the world, if the sentiment is in your favor. Easiest trade in the world. But obviously, that's still roughly a nice 10% down here. Okay, so with the Tether dominance being this strong, we could easily get there. Okay, easily get there at this particular moment here. So for that particular reason, let's see where we can go to. Yeah, we have one stop somewhat around this particular low, which is going to be here. Now, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of trading it right now. I'm a more of a fan of being patient with this one and waiting for a long setup. No top wick, number one. We are coming in towards this low that created this high. Okay, this low right here, you know, you're coming right into the 70.5, 79%. I never really like to short from the 70.5, 79. You know, I rather short from, you know, the top somewhat here and then look for further continuation to the downside. There is no top wick on this last 3-hour candle either. You know, I'm not a big fan here. I just want to see price pushing down first to look for further continuation to the upside. Ant says ENJ. Ant, my man, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, bro. Let's look at Ant. And then we look at Toxic says Dash. Rafael says W. Sean says ICP. Marcy says LDO. Okay. Yeah, let's start with Ant then. ING. Injective. Okay. We look at Injective a lot. Great project. Incredible stuff here. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Still waiting for that same move. Nothing has happened here. Okay, we're still waiting for price to push us further down towards this particular low. This is taking us back towards this particular range here. We pushed up still a bit further. Yeah, this is gonna bring us towards the 70.5, 79%. And it aligns very nicely with a nice expansion. So that's the trade I was currently looking at. Okay, I was looking at that particular level, which is roughly an entry at around the 33.568, and then stop loss 31.638, and then target the highs. But it's very important. Bitcoin needs to be on the lower end of this spectrum if price comes there. Okay, that's it. I do not think that we're there yet to break out. I think the volatility index is still showing us that we have you know, more potential movement, or more. We need a little bit more consolidation for it to break out. At least that's what the Bitcoin volatility index is showing us right now at the moment. We are pushing ourselves up right now. But we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. I think that we need a little bit more time. Okay, so I think that it's a possible trade scenario, but you need to have the sentiment in your favor in order to take this trade here. Otherwise, simply just wait for a low time frame confirmation. Wait for price to pull back to that level. A 50-minute higher high, higher low, entry, continuation. If it's still roughly around this entry, you can put your safe stop loss still at the same place. Risk reward is still relatively solid, okay? But then you have at least that 50-minute confirmation for yourself in order, you know, to move further. So I hope that makes sense in that manner. I think that that's something that we can look at here. Overall, it's a clean range, it's a clean expansion, it's a clean higher high as well if you take this to the higher time frame, especially the daily. Okay, this is where you have, by the way, first major support. At the same time, these wicks can provide you with that support either. We have never tapped into that one before, okay? So still looking at that same level. And at the same time, we're building that trend. And that trend is coming down and coming down. And when it comes here and it starts breaking, you also have that trend line break confirmation as well. That could lead and increase your overall, you know, perception, right? And also just your confidence and your confirmation. Nice. I'm gonna add this one to the list. Thank you, bro. What about render? LDO and ICP, Mina. We have so much to discover still. Link. Okay, let's do Mina. Weekly support. Major zone. Major zone. If you get there, man. Boom. Bye. Lina. Boom. However, it's too far away for us. Too far away. Okay. This is very simple. Simple rejection, internal higher high. Next up is right here. Okay, this is super straightforward. This is a clean, a super clear and clean trend. Nothing to say about this here. Okay, we're creating consistent higher high and higher low. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, internal higher high, higher low. Looking for continuation. Liquidity is getting built up here. Looking for the breakout right there. Internal level could turn into a break entry at 1.2647. Targeting the highs, 1.4903. So entry there, stop loss there. Then coming along here at 1.49. It leads you into a 4-to-1. So that could be super nice trade setup. Again, one thing is you create higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Yes, I'm not looking at a simple, compression and a breakout pattern. I'm looking at a confirmation from a weekly resistance. Okay, breaking weekly resistance, turning it into support, continuing a new trend, creating higher highs, higher lows, and then internal higher highs and higher lows to lead into that continuation potentially still. Okay. So this is actually a very, very nice setup, I have to say. You could enter on the 4-hour. You could also enter on the lower time frame like we discussed beforehand. But again, this is as clean as it gets when talking about, market structure and your bias here, okay? As clean as it gets, super nice. And the confirmations are constantly there. This would have been nice here. Front runners. This one tapped in perfectly. And now you see it again happening here internally, which is great to see. Yes, okay, it did not break this high before it came down. But again, this could simply be a W formation followed by a continuation to the upside. So very, very nice overall. Mina is definitely going to go on our list for sure. For sure. Very, very nice. Very, very nice, bro. Okay. Sean says ICP. We have Dash as well. Okay, let's do Dash first then, real quick. Okay, that's a massive sell-off today. Massive sell-off. Weekly resistance. Is that what's happening here? Yeah. Yeah, totally. Totally weekly resistance right here, okay? Support, resistance, boom. Resistance, okay? Weekly levels are extremely strong. We came up. We immediately flipped bearish super aggressively. So again, this would have been the best trade, right? Like I said before, if you get rejected, you wait for the daily candle to close. You wait for the next daily candle to open. You wait for it to open bullish to create that wick. You enter at that flip and you target the lows. There's your trade setup. So even on the daily time frame, without all that, lower time frame fugazi, on the higher time frame, you could get these type of setups. You reject by weekly level, or you get react, or you bounce from a weekly level, from a support level, previous resistance level, turning it into support, or, you break out, right? On both ends and you wait for that confirmation. Closure above or below, then looking for that confirmation. In this case, we came to weekly resistance, we got rejected, daily candle closed below, next candle opens bullish, flips bearish. That flip is your entry and you target the lows. Hope that makes sense. But that's just a very bullish or bearish signal. Amazing trading signal here today. This was a roughly a 10% gain, a 10% move. If you are a trader, you had a nice 5-to-1 on your money. So if you risked $100, you had you would have made $500 on that trade here. At the same time, trend line liquidity was built up here. That's also another confirmation. But again, that confirmation was that bearish flip. That's it. That bearish daily candle flip. Okay. So what's happening next? Well, you're getting rejected weekly resistance. That is key. Okay. You have to wait now. You're too late now. We have to wait for a pullback back towards the highs in order for us to move further here. Okay. There's no way you can short here. and you can look for further continuation, especially not when you see such an aggressive sell-off. You want to wait at least for some sort of pullback, and then boom, pullback, wait for that continuation. You know, a higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low internally, and then wait for confirmation to take us further down here. But again, this rejection is extremely strong. So that shows that we're not ready to continue to break up here. Especially not when you see a 10% closure right away after the first daily candle closure happening. Same thing happened here as well. Here it took a little bit longer. So again, there are a lot of reasons for this to come down. It's not looking that strong right now at the moment. So be patient with this one. Wait for price to pull back. But yeah, this is going to be on a Monday or something. This is not going to be today. Okay. ICP. Thank you, Sean, for sharing. One more time, if you're new, we have 63 people watching here. Okay, make sure you smash up that like button. You subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are a new channel. We have a bigger Discord community already. We're in the trading space. I initially started out in crypto. I moved to Forex for a couple of years. You know, gained a lot of knowledge, brought that knowledge back to the markets here. So with that knowledge from Forex, trading live, hundreds of streams live, also for Forex, now bringing this to crypto. Feels like a refreshing moment in my life, as well as we know what's happening here. We know that this is the moment where, you know, if you truly want to make a change in your life, then you have to take advantage of occurrences that do not happen that often. And that's Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency market in general, could be one of these markets that are absolutely going to explode in cycles, okay? It's not going to be forever. That's why you want to take advantage of these type of opportunities, okay? That's just a reality, all right? Therefore, you know, we are preparing hard right now to make that happen, to prepare any one of you guys that are watching, listening right now for that, okay? As traders, also as investors. Right now, obviously, I'm not going to talk about investing that much because the market is in that consolidation. We're at a key point in the market here. And the market can come down significantly. The market can explode. So what we're waiting for is we're waiting for a little bit more confirmation. That's it. Okay? Until then, we are diehard traders. Okay. ICP. So what do you mean it's not going to be forever? So the market is not going to go up that explosive forever, okay? You know, look at the let's say the early 2000s stock market, okay? There are many cases where, you know, we had many cycles here in the cryptocurrency markets as well. You know, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are probably not going to survive even, okay? So now where everything is pumping and running and doing whatever they want to do here, this is not going to be forever here. So you want to take advantage of money coming into the markets. We're talking about a $1.6 trillion market cap. That's absolutely nothing. That's 50% of the Apple market cap. So the total market cap of crypto is 50% of Apple. Okay? So if a bunch of money comes into the market, you have to be positioned. You have to understand what we're doing in order to move further here. Okay, so take advantage of a lot of money flowing into an ecosystem. ICP broke and closed above weekly support here, returning now that weekly resistance, returning that into support. First thing I see. Daily time frame, we're still holding above here. We're still holding. Hourly, we're ranging. We're not looking, you know, particularly strong, but also not particularly weak. We're just ranging right now, right here. I think we're preparing for another leg. You know, maybe even to the upside. Who knows? Depending on the whole market here. For now, trading on the 15-minute time frame. Let me see what the volume is saying here. Okay, 15-minute point of control right here for a 9.4. All right, yeah, okay. I think that no, I'm not a big fan. I'm never a big fan of entering in the middle of a range on the 15-minute, trying to predict the continuation. The risk to reward is just not there right now. So, you know, the only thing that I would see is price to push back all the way down, create and fill up that wick, and then create internal market structure where we break above and then look for further continuation to the upside to start taking out the highs that we have been building up here. So that will be something in that manner where we actually come down first to the 8.33, which is that weekly support then, which is that wick, okay? One more time taking out the lows. From there, I'm getting interested in looking for internal, you know, higher lows, higher highs, break, continuation to the upside. Okay? So that's what I'm looking for. Okay? For now, in the middle of a range is usually not where you want to enter here because, you know, what's your risk to reward then? That's kind of what we're looking at. Okay? Let's see what else we have. See, we'll take a look. Mara, Solana. Move this, my man. Solana, okay. Let's have a look at Sol. Let's make that happen here. Yes, so that one played out as well. I didn't even talk about Solana, but that one indeed came back towards the lows, created that momentum here, tapped on the value area high, which is also again the low, the high, the 50%. Okay, so you have swing low to swing high, you have 50%, you have the value area low and value area high of this range. You created the top, you waited at least for a pullback, wait for a reaction here. So yeah, we have seen that reaction. A lot of confluences came together, okay? Absolutely amazing. Now you're at a stage where, and this is actually quite interesting to be honest here, is the Tether DOM is already weakening. We are seeing a little bit of a rejection here. So that's good, that's good. If we break this low, we're getting somewhere. But Solana might be a long around yeah, this is not bad. This is nice. This could be something, okay? If the Tether DOM indeed gets rejected right now, that means that on the 5-minute we create a lower low, we fall below the 5.67%. How can we then look further for a pullback, for further continuation to the downside here, create something like an head and shoulders formation or whatever the case may be? In essence, a lower high, lower low break to then come back down towards the lows right here. Then Solana could come towards the value area high of this range. This was a really nice expansion, and that could lead into continuation. So Solana is definitely something that's that I have my eyes on right now. Top loss at 99.26, entry at 101.8172. Target the top liquidity right here. Okay, so we're talking about the 110, the 110.05, the 110.0, the 110.2, you know, something around there. And this is nice. This is good. Okay, this is important here. Andreas says, what does the Tether dominance mean? So think about this. This is the dollar, the Tether dollar. Okay, dollar, the mother of all dollars in the cryptocurrency market here. This is always one, all right, against the dollar. So it's easier way to sell. People are selling usually, of course, the cryptos for Tether, okay, or for other cryptocurrencies, but mostly if it's for Tether, all right. I think it's like a $90 billion market cap right now, close to 100 billion. So if Tether goes up, the Tether dominance in the overall market goes up. That means that more people are putting their money from crypto into Tether. Therefore, has usually a negative effect on the market. So yeah, altcoins can suffer. Bitcoin can also suffer if the Tether dominance shoots up. And that's exactly what has happened right now as well today. You see clearly that the Tether dominance decided to move up and therefore Bitcoin came down. Okay, so very important. Tether dominance up. One more time. Tether dominance up. This is at 10 a.m. Okay, Bitcoin 10 a.m. down. The question then is, which one of these are suffering more? Is it Bitcoin or is it the altcoins? Then you have to look at another chart right here. Instead of the Tether dominance, look at the Bitcoin dominance to see what happens with the Bitcoin dominance when Bitcoin comes down. And if the Bitcoin dominance comes down, then you know that altcoins are suffering less than Bitcoin, okay, in that matter. Again, I created a course, Andrea, as well. So if you're in our VIP, fantastic, then you could get access to it and watch everything that we talked about Tether. We talk a lot the Tether dominance and the Bitcoin dominance a lot there, and how it affects the market right here. Okay. AVAX, fantastic. Solana could now be pullback continuation. Again, the hype of Solana is still there, right? People are still looking for a pullback right now. This is usually what happens. The Solana hype was absolutely incredible. We came up 70% or so. Now we have been coming down 25%. So we flushed out the weak hands, let's say. And now people are already, looking at Solana. Is it time to buy? Solana is down 25%. Maybe this is the moment to enter. So there is some more momentum behind Solana. But that's why if you look at the lower lows, higher highs, higher high formations on the 30-minute, for example, in this case, then the higher low is where you want to buy Solana. And the higher low is at 101.8172. And if you are a trader, a perpetual trader, futures trader like us, then your stop loss will be probably around 99.26. Okay. Which could be a whatever amount of leverage trade with a 2.5% stop loss, targeting around 8% at the 110, if not more. But again, this should be a realistic target. Okay. Don't get too greedy. Again, I talked about this in the last stream. When Bitcoin is overall, ranging, it's still in a compressing range. Okay, that's not where you want to look for, constant, massive opportunities holding your trades forever. What tends to happen a lot is that during a breakout, you get heavily manipulated, and price will come down again. Okay, so you truly want to take profits, at this particular phase in the market, especially when Bitcoin is very close to a potential breakout. All right. Very important. Very important. A couple more. Let's do a couple more here. I need a couple more added to our list. Okay. It's also that the market is setting up. Of course, we have the weekend coming along here. A lot of setups played out already. But again, there are always opportunities here. So let's find them together. Okay. Besides Bank, we already talked about Bank and Solana now. These are really good potential scenarios, in my opinion, here for this weekend, a weekend pump. Okay. Potential short-term bounce for Bitcoin. Yes, potential. Okay, potentially. Tether dominance is still holding up though. Wait for a serious break below first. Okay, that's it. Mini says, I bought Atom at 11.2. Is that good? Aravin says Matic. Okay, Matic and Atom. Let's start with Matic. It's kind of interesting though. Bitcoin is coming towards that key level. So we can talk about this at the end of the stream here. Matic. Yeah, I had a long trade on Matic. I believe we took RTP. Let's see what we had here. Yeah, we had a Matic trade 2 days ago. At what level was this? This was at 101.70. 101.70, and now we are at 96 cents. So we came down after we tapped into that hourly or that weekly resistance one more time. Okay, weekly area of supply in this case, which also flipped into yeah, weekly resistance as well. Okay, so therefore we got rejected there. Eventually we came down. We saw a 30-minute range right now. We're seeing that expansion, so that consolidation right here. We're seeing the value area low. Let's see if we picked the whole range. No, it's not the range. This is where we broke the range, so we have this one. Yeah. And then, yeah, roughly here. Yeah, let's calculate this low. Okay. Yeah, okay. Value area low. Consolidation, expansion, retracement, rejection, break was another confirmation for another entry right here. Short. I missed out on this one. I wish I sell this this particular trade here. Okay, unfortunate. It would have been a very, very nice and clean trade. But again, you can't catch them all, especially not when you have thousands of them. So, yeah, okay, breakdown. Oh man, it was amazing trade, by the way. Amazing trade. Weekly rejection, consolidation, expansion, retracement, breakdown. Really clean, really nice. Okay, in this case, this looks like we're gonna come down even further. This looks serious. 92.93 cents for Matic. So that's another, 4% down, which is the highs, the previous highs right here. Okay, turning this into support. We have never retested that breakout, so it makes sense that we're gonna come down here. Entry would be at this level. Why? It's going to come more towards the 3-hour resistance now, turning that into support. You could see that internally, this was also, support right here. If you come back towards that level, the 98.3, then you could look for that continuation. I think then you have a chance of getting an entry of around 5% or 5% trade to the downside. However, does that align with something we're looking at? That's also important to mention. Yeah, the 50% is there. Well, it depends from where you're retracing from. If you come down a little bit more and you pull back up and you're around the 50%, it's worth taking a trade. But again, I would roughly wait for a confirmation on the lower time frame. So you go to the 5-minute. You wait for price to push up. To come into that level, you tap into that zone, which is that 3-hour resistance we talked about. To then create an internal lower low. Then enter on that lower low and put your stop loss above, or wait for the pullback and then look for a continuation to the downside. At the same time, you start building new liquidity as well. Okay, but that's also, I think, an important factor, is that you start building up new liquidity to the upside right now. This is what we call a bear flag, right? You pull back up aggressively in like a 45-degree angle and you sell off one more time. You do the same thing as you did before, but right here on the lower time frame. Okay, so Matic will be interesting. Definitely, if the market is with us right here. And so far, it seems that the Tether dominance is still holding up very, very strong. But yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely a possibility. So that means something like an entry at around that level, but wait for that confirmation first. Otherwise, the thing about confirmations is the following. So the question is, where are you going to put your stop loss, right? So if you just want to enter here, then where are you going to put your stop loss? You're going to put your stop loss there. If your target is there, I mean, then you would be sitting around, a 1-to-1, maybe right? And if you take your TPs and stuff, it gets very, very messy. I think in crypto, you want to go for at least like 3-to-1 setups due to the volatility and stuff. Therefore, I think that if you come up and you grift that confirmation that you have, you know, that continuation to the downside, that could lead into a nicer trade with a, you know, potential 3-to-1 on your money on the lower time frames. Okay, you can secure yourself faster. A lot of things, a lot of benefits when looking for that entry right here. All right. Could you do a breakdown just on why you took this trade? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Was it Matic? If that's the case here, yes, I can show you the reasons why I took that trade. So the trade here was as follows. We were up here, okay? And we were kind of bullish. So the sentiment was looking better. That's key example. Bitcoin came down. Was starting to recover. The Tether dominance was at resistance. So I was like, okay, the market is looking relatively bullish. So on the lower time frame, might get a quick long scalp trade. So I was looking at this low, right? We created this low. We were creating this high. And we were coming down in a way where, you know, we were just building a tremendous amount of that liquidity to the upside right here. So we had this like trend getting built up here. You had this low that created a massive higher high. And that's the point of interest I was looking at. Okay, so my entry was at 101.70. So 101.70. Okay, that's roughly around here. Yeah, roughly, right? So it came up. And it gave us that 5-minute confirmation. So again, we came up significantly. It started to break internal structures. It came up here. So one more time, you have this low, this high created this low. We broke this high and we pulled back. And the moment we pulled back, we tapped into this level here on the lower time frame. So that was this area of the month. Okay, right here. We tapped into that zone. That was where I got triggered into my my position. Okay. And we came eventually back towards the highs, okay? That's it. Major profits were taken at the 103. I kept around, you know, 50% open, I think. And then I got stopped out on break even on my remaining position. I think we came down aggressively after that. After that happened. I think that's when Bitcoin transitioned and shifted bearish. There we go. We came down again. Okay, that was the Matic trade here. Okay, bake, yes sir, bake for sure. Let's do a couple more, like 3 more or something, guys. Let's fill up our list here. So far we have Mana, Injective, Mina, Solana, and Matic. Solana was very interesting, by the way. Solana was very nice. Bake. Okay, please explain the difference in crypto VIP and crypto chat. The chat is just the open crypto for everyone in the community. Crypto VIP is for everyone who is an affiliate with us. So if you or you ask a question in the chat, that's fine. No worries. Just let me know. No problem. No problem. And again, guys, if you're interested in joining our Discord, join our fantastic Discord here. We're going to share our setups here. Everything from the streams are going to be shared in the crypto setups, okay? That's our goal here right now. We have the stream setups. And of course, we have the signals from Tim, which are going to be in our VIP, including the course that we've been building as well. You can join the VIP, by the way, by clicking on this channel, Get VIP Access. At the top, sign up, fill in your Bitget or Bybit UID. I would recommend to use Bitget because the signals are given on Bitget. You want to have the exact same levels so you don't get wigged out on Bybit when you're not getting wigged out on Bitget, which happens a lot, by the way. Therefore, join us right here. But the crypto setups is going to be built for also the stream charts and everything that we're discussing right here. Okay, so Bake. Major breakout. Major breakout here. 250% last week. And now we're seeing a massive reversal. So let me quickly go to the regular Bake chart right here and see what we have. You can see clearly that Bake is getting rejected at this particular weekly area of supply here, this weekly resistance right there. A strong rejection at the top of that range. This was the last high before a massive sell-off, okay? And that led into the start of a major, you know, build-up for a couple of months, let's say over 8 months here, consistently coming down before breaking out again. This is the first time we reach it. So usually you're going to face some resistance there. The first logical bounce, retest will be at around 37 cents. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely another 35% down. You know, such an aggressive move. You know, it tends to come down, and you can already see it. People starting to take profits right now. You broke below another crucial area of support here, which could turn into resistance, which is at around the 59.77 cents, or the 60 cents, you could say. And now it just seems that we're looking for, yeah, potentially further continuation here. You have still some local support right now at around 55 cents. But yeah, at this particular moment, I mean, this is straight super simple. This is just going to be a retest on the 2 or 3 hour chart, I think. There we go. Wait for the pullback, turning previous support into resistance. Wait for a rejection and fill up this gap. This gap is a fantastic target to look at. This was a gap with a very awkward expansion without a bottom wick on that on this 3 hour candle as well. So I think there is a lot of liquidity left over below here to take serious. So, you know, pullback towards the 60 cents. On the 4 hour here, you could see clearly already that this could turn into also an area of supply. So now you have an area of supply in combination with an area of resistance. This also adds on to your confluences. Now, if you take that to the lower time frame, we're using the same exact tools. You look at this range, okay, and that's that consolidation right here. So consolidation, expansion, retracement, rejection, continuation into that massive gap below. And that could lead into a nice particular setup. The value area low is definitely one of them. The point of control is also nice to look at an entry. If you wick into that resistance, they have the spot on entry. But there is a chance if you get rejected right away that you miss out on that trade here. However, the risk to reward is just a beautiful 3-to-1 here. Super nice, super clean. Absolutely fantastic opportunity when pulling back into that resistance, aligning with the support, horizontal resistance in combination with the point of control, the value area low, and also, of course, that area of supply on the 3 hour. Okay, coming back towards this range, this level of price action right here. This is where things get much more interesting. This one is okay. This one is where it gets interesting. Okay. This one definitely gonna add one to the list. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Solana is in the range. No. How to trade altcoins according to the Bitcoin sentiment. Watch yesterday's video. Watch the first 10-15 minutes of the video. I explain how I dissect the Bitcoin chart and how I decide what the bias is as well. You know, watch the free course as well in our VIP. Okay. Well, regardless, we're gonna go over it a lot over the next couple of days, weeks, months. Regardless, okay. Let's do you know, 2 more charts. Let's do 2 more charts. Let's make it happen. And thank you for the questions. Appreciate it. Arvin says, how do you use the volume analyzer? The following. So what you look at is where was our last chart? I think it was Bake. So okay. So you want to use the volume profile. I use the volume profile on a lot of different you know, ranges, but the most important range I'm always looking at is areas of consolidation. So this is a range That's an era of consolidation. This is an era of consolidation. This is an era of consolidation. After an era of consolidation, you usually have an expansion. And if the expansion is around a key level and it breaks structures, then you can wait for the retracement and a continuation. And that's, in my opinion, one of the highest probability trade setups that I have personally experienced so far. One of my favorite strategies. The combination of the volume profile with support and resistance and supply and demand, understanding market structure and the overall sentiment of the market. And the way you draw the tool is by clicking on this tool right here, the fixed range volume profile. You draw it from the left to the right of a range, and you can get a couple levels. The one that's the most important is what we call the point of control, which is that red line that you will see appearing, okay? That's where the most volume is traded. That could lead into a rejection point. Okay. Bart Simpson says, SLP is interesting. Okay. Smooth love potion. Okay. Smooth love potion. This one got absolutely, or is this not SLP? Am I wrong? Let's see. Man, I'm so confused right now. 1 second, guys. Yeah, smooth love potion. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, all right. So we came up significantly here. We got rejected here. Let me quick look at another chart here. Okay. See what we have. Yeah, much better. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so smooth love potion, obviously we know it's the AIM currency for X-Infinity. X-Infinity got wrecked, 99% decrease. Absolutely crazy. Of course, the SLP token came down with it. Also a 99.7%, okay? That's practically everything, okay? It's absolutely nuts. However, we're back to life. We survived, hopefully, but the major high that created this high low on the weekly is still not broken. Okay, we're facing that weekly resistance. We had that support here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and we failed to break above it already multiple weeks in a row. Okay, every single time when we try to push above, we get rejected, we get pushed down. Okay, so again, weekly levels are key. Now on the 4-hour chart here, yeah, we came up multiple times, but we got rejected right away. So that's why sometimes, whenever you are at weekly levels, okay, so simple, look at this one more time. This is one weekly candle. Now go to the 4-hour. That's right here. You want to sometimes see a weekly candle confirmation. So you want to see and wait patiently for a weekly candle closure. And the reason why? It's just because if you wait for a weekly candle closure, you have such a better confirmation because you know that this level is an absolute key level to take a look at on the weekly time frame. Okay, super important level. If you break and close a weekly candle above it, now you can start looking to turn that weekly resistance into support. It gives you a much better confirmation. So the people that are rushing into trades right here, long, now are getting wrecked because of the fact that there was no weekly closure. Okay. So in this case, you broke down, you pulled back up, and again, this turned into another rejection, okay, which is right here at around 33.47. Yeah, now we're getting now we're coming down again, just as hard as we came up. So at this particular moment, you can already see that this is not looking strong. And if you look on the 1 hour, this could lead into continuation. And the good thing about this is you can short this. So it is on perpetuals as well, so that's very interesting. So you have that range that caused that break. So again, this is now where I think the magic could happen. Okay, where you pull back one more time to retest yeah, these lows right here, and turn that into local resistance and to target the lows. One more time, the lows right here. Let me look at this one as well. Something like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not the best risk to reward unless you're entering from the point of control. Then it gets into a nice 3-to-1. So if you set the limit at 33.84 and your stop loss at 33.65, then you have a nice trade setup. But there's not a certainty that you're going to get to that level, because the value area low could also indicate that resistance right here. So it's up to you if you're happy with the 2-to-1 on your money, if this is the target, which could definitely be realistic right here, by the way. If you look at this particular low and you look at the high here, that's the 618 Fibonacci. Is nice to look for further continuation, but I prefer the point of control just for or from a trading standpoint. Okay, just in regards to the risk reward on your money right here. Okay, I think that's definitely one to look at. I will look at it, but I doubt that we're gonna see it coming to the point of control. But if you do, fantastic. You can always set an alert and see how this goes right. Okay, incredible. We're almost at 50 likes right here, guys. Let's make sure we reach the 60 likes today. We have 52 people watching. We have 48 likes. If we can reach the 60 likes, I will be super happy with our new channel. Obviously, we're doing this for you guys here, analyzing the charts on a day-to-day basis, then reflecting on how it goes here. Okay, we're gonna have good days. We're gonna have maybe bad days, but overall, we are in an upwards trajectory. Okay, that's our goal here. That's what we're doing here. All right. So clear. AXS, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do one more. Last one. Let's then also do X-Infinity. Let's do it. AXS, layer 1, Chinese cryptocurrencies, exchange tokens, privacy and securities. Okay, I'll find it right here. There we go. Okay, breakout. Yeah, this was nice. We knew that. The gaming narrative exploded here. Weekly resistance is right at 12. We still have some room. Major support at the 786, okay? This is like a weekly support that you do not want to ignore. Absolutely not. This is going to be a strong level of support here. Okay, why? Because you break initial resistance right here. You have this high, this low. You break it, you start consolidating, you then break out. This could lead in an easily bounce continuation to the highs. It's going to be at $12.7. You want to see price pulling back towards that level. Right now, you're getting rejected here. Also in this next layer, okay, the 9.8120. We didn't close above it here. In this case, this is the magic range for you right here, okay? The last range before a major expansion to the upside. We did around a 40% move here for X-Infinity. Now we start to come down and we start to build liquidity. This reminds me a little bit of the bonk setup we talked about today. Just because of the fact that it's exactly the same. The way it's just, moving and the way it's also coming down here. A lot of people are taking profits right about there, selling off right now. The first layer is that daily and weekly support. Okay, previous resistance turning into support. So, this could lead into continuation to the downside. Until then, we're seeing it already happening right now on the 3 hour. There is still roughly around a 11 or 12% gap to the downside. So, yeah, again, this could just lead into continuation. What you want to see is you want to break this low first. Number one. We break this low. We come up again. We come up till the top of that range. And we're getting rejected one more time here. And we're seeing a little bit more of an aggressive move, okay? That will be the ideal case scenario. So, yeah, this range is clear. This rejection is clear. now we need to make sure that we actually smash through before we continue up. Because if you hold support here, you do not want to look for shorts here. We need to hold and break. So we need to break, pull back, and look for a rejection. Only interesting levels I can look at right now is the 1 hour chart here, which you can already see. On the 1 hour, you have this particular range right there, which could be confirmation, lower time frame, boom, target, weekly support. Okay, coming down all the way back towards this initial range. 7.8 is the target. That's where we want to go to. Seems like we're gonna get there at some point, at least. So yeah, that looks very, very clean. I like it a lot. Entry could be around there, but again, the confirmation is a little bit better. So that could be nice. Okay. Why are you using the 3 hour instead of the 4 hour? No reason. No reason. The market is fractal. So, you know, I'm looking at candle formations, candle structures on different time frames to see which candle structures are looking more appealing. That's it. Okay. Lorenzo is connecting Bitget to TradingView. Very good for perpetual trading. It's incredible. It's incredible. They have the second biggest reserve next to Binance. They're one of the fastest growing exchanges right now in trading. Okay, they went from 5 million to 20 million users in a very short period of time. They're growing extremely fast, and they do not have these wicks that you have in Bybit, which trader Tim explained me that he was getting liquidated sometimes on these wicks in Bybit here with these squeezes when the volatility increases, where you do not always have this on other exchanges as well. So that's also another reason why. Many different reasons. The most important reason, which we call the proof of reserves, which I like a lot. Just to clarify what I mean with that, is the following. They have a section which shows you when you log in. I cannot show it right now, but it's called the proof of reserves. Okay, linked to the blockchain. Yeah, very important. Okay, key momentum here. Okay, guys. So overall, we went to a bunch of charts here. All right, we have a bunch of new ones set up to a watch list. I like Solana. I mean, Solana is looking interesting here. Hopefully, the Tether dominance will start turning here a little bit. But again, this could be, this could happen. This could happen. Who knows? We will find out how we react right now at this level. Okay, the 5.77%. Because if we get rejected here, and Solana is then coming down and taps into that range, you might have that confirmation you're looking for perfectly aligning here. So Solana could be nice, but you know, let's see. Okay, we have Mana. We were looking for a pullback. Injective, we were looking for further push down. Same scenario as Solana, coming towards this range. Wait for reaction, rejection, confirmation, entry. Mina, interesting, looking solid here on the 4 hour. It was very, very good, right? Bullish momentum. We broke through weekly resistance. We turned it into support. Higher highs, higher lows. Looking for further continuation. And we have a bunch of other ones we can talk about in a second here. Bake, definitely looking more on the weaker side here. Okay, I want to wish you good luck here. Also, one more chart I would like to talk about is Bank for this weekend. I think that when retail comes into play here and we have some sort of weekend pump, that Bank right now is still at crucial support right here on the daily time frame. Okay, we have been coming down roughly around 65% in total. We are now back at this particular price action. At the same time, you can see already on the weekly that we turned this into major support here. This is a key level to look at. This is solid. We have a beautiful daily closure. If the momentum comes into play and it is bullish and we are coming down because Bitcoin is coming down and we might bounce here, then Bank is definitely an incredible thing to look at just from the higher time frame to see and understand what the next leg up could be. That could be potentially a weekend pump here. Okay, so Bank, Solana, keep a close eye on these two. If we're bullish and if we're bearish, Bake is definitely something absolutely interesting right now. Last up is Bitcoin one more time here. Let's see where we currently are at, because we have been moving down right now because the Tether dominance is moving up aggressively. Like I said here, we are finally back at the 41.8. We want it to come down slightly more here. okay? But overall, this is what we wanted to do. We have taken out a tremendous amount of liquidity today. As you can see here, absolutely madness. Okay, I think that the 41.5 is a decent level to look at still. And then after that, hopefully we could see a bounce from there. Okay, that would help us with a lot of setups that we have been looking at today. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Absolutely appreciate it. As always, it's a pleasure for me to do this on a day-to-day basis here. Tomorrow, one more stream. Okay, then the next up is, I think, after New Year. Okay, that's it. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully there is enough volume in the market, because if there is not tomorrow, we will see, but most likely we will see some action. Okay, thank you very much, Cosmos, my man. Thank you so much. Cowboy, Martel, Gavin. Incredible, fam. Bart Simpson, shout out to you, my friend. Great to have you here. Yeah, Rafael, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys in Discord. Crush it and keep crushing it. And again, this next year is gonna be years of our life. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.